Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Nick and I'm super glad you're back here again. If you remember and you watched the last video, what is one of my favorite things in the world to do? On the count of three, I want you to yell it out. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, it's bike riding, right? I love riding my bike. And if you remember last time, my bike had a bit of an accident. It's still back here and it's still pretty sad. Back tire doesn't spin, but you know that I'm working on it. So what I've been doing since the last time we met was I've been doing some research on bikes. And I found some pretty interesting trivia about bicycles that I thought I'd quiz you on right now. So are you ready? I'm going to ask you a question and I want you to yell out the answer. But not too loud so you don't disturb your parents. All right, here we go. First question is, do you know which country came up with the name bicycle? Is it France or is it the United States? France or the United States? You got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. It is France. So if you said France, give yourself 1,000,000 points. Good job. All right. Do you know this? The smallest bicycle ever used what for its wheels? What did it use for its wheels? Any guesses out there? They actually used silver dollars. Look at these. These are quarters, but same thing. They're tiny wheels. Tiny wheels. Can you imagine that? All right. Next question. Can you guess how fast the fastest bicycle ever went? Can you guess how fast? Ready? Yell it out. Those are pretty good guesses. I like them. I like them. The actual speed for the fastest bicycle ever was 152 miles an hour. Woo! I've never even gone close to that. All right. Final trivia question. Are you ready? How many bikes are there in the world? How many bikes are there in the world right now? Go ahead, yell out your answers. Are you ready? The correct answer is 1,000,000 bicycles. Woo! That is a lot of bicycles. All right, so that's some really interesting stuff, or maybe you're thinking, Nick, that's not interesting at all. What's that have to do with anything? Well, let me tell you, not only was I researching interesting bike trivia, but I also found some ideas and ways that I might be able to fix my bike. So, hope is not lost. Hope is not lost. And if you remember right, do you remember what our definition of hope is? Hope is the worst thing is never the last thing. Can you say that? The worst thing is never the last thing. And guess what? I have hope about my bike. And here's why. Because I got out and talked to my good friend, Mr. YouTube and Miss Siri, and I did a little bit of research. And I found out that I might be able to fix my bike on my own. And that gives me, you guessed it, hope. All right, now, speaking of hope, we need to go back to our story from the Bible about a guy who found some hope. And his name was what? It was Nehemiah. You're right. So if you remember right, Nehemiah was worried and had lost hope because his hometown, his city where he grew up, looked something like this Lego creation. It was a mess. All the walls had fallen down. And do you remember what Nehemiah's job was? Nehemiah's job was to work for the king. Doo-doo-doo. And what he did for the king was he sampled the king's drink. So I made sure it was okay. That was his job. Okay, so now we pick up Nehemiah. Nehemiah is feeling a little bit like this balloon. He's a little bit nervous. He's a little bit scared, all right? He has to go to his boss, the king, and ask the king if he can take a working vacation. So he's a little bit nervous. But the next time Nehemiah walks in to see the king with his cup, he's going to ask the king if he can go on a working vacation to help rebuild the walls. So as he walks in looking a little bit like this, the king is all like, dude, I'm cool. He's a cool king. He's feeling cool. But he notices that Nehemiah is looking a little bit like this. And so he says, Nehemiah, what's wrong? And Nehemiah tells him, my city, my hometown, the walls are broken. It is a mess. It needs help. It needs someone to go help and fix it. And I was wondering, king, if you would let me go. And the king thinks about it. And the king, being the cool king that he is, says, Nehemiah, of course you can go. You may go, and you may go on a working vacation and go and fix the broken walls. So with that, Nehemiah is super psyched. He gets on his traveling hat, and he goes for a walk, right? He has to travel all the way to his hometown of Jerusalem. And when he gets there, you know what he does? He spends some time studying, examining the walls. This is a big magnifying glass, in case you were wondering. He's looking around. He is studying the walls. The Bible tells us that he goes around and he looks at all the walls for like 2 or 3 days before he does anything else. He's studying and seeing what needs to be done. Kind of like what I was doing with my bike, right? Studying, trying to figure out how to fix my bike. He was studying and trying to figure out how to fix the walls. And once he figured out a plan, he shared it with the people. And guess what the people got? You ready? Doo-doo-doo. They got hope, right? They got hope from Nehemiah. The Bible says that they were eager. They were excited to help rebuild the city. All right? And so they had hope again, and we're getting ready to rebuild the city. So what happens next? You have to come back next time to see what happens next. But before we go, I want to talk a little bit about the tools we have for hope. All right? Now, the tools that we have for hope are not like a hammer, not like a screwdriver. No. Let me tell you what what your tool is for hope, to find hope. Your tool for finding hope are these hope glasses. All right? So how do these hope glasses work? Well, let me show you. Now, let's imagine for a minute that you had a soccer game and you were going to play your soccer game, but it got rained out. Now, without your hope glasses, you're like, oh man, my soccer game got rained out. That's not cool. And you're pouting in your room in the corner, you're upset. But if you put on your hope glasses and you see that same situation again, you're like, that's not so bad. Maybe I can hang out with my friends from my soccer team. Maybe they can come over to my house and we can hang out inside and just have some fun, right? So that's how your hope glasses work. You realize that when you have hope, that the worst thing is never the last thing. Or how about this, all right? You realize that you're starting not to feel too well, right? You got a little bit of a stomach ache, and you're supposed to go do something really fun, right? And you're going to miss it because you need to stay home and rest. And guess how you're feeling then? I can't believe I missed it. I'm disappointed. I'm bummed out. I don't have any hope. But you put your glasses back on, your hope glasses back on, and you realize, all right, I'm not feeling too good right now, but I'm probably going to be feeling better soon. And another special thing will be coming up right away. So you see how these hope glasses work? These are pretty great. So, which brings me to the one thing I want you to remember for this, all right? Here is the one thing I want you to know for today. I can use the tools I have to find hope. Say it with me. I can use the tools I have to find hope. Now you know what to do. Come closer. Come closer. All right? Now say it with me. I can use the tools I have to find hope. One more time. I can use the tools I have to find hope. And what is hope? Hope is remembering that the worst thing is never the last thing. All right, that's all I got for now, because you know what I got to do? I got to go start working on my bike. And I bet by the next time you see me, I have got some good plans for my bike. See ya.